just you.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on my channel. In today's video we are of course going into the moving vlog, kind of setting up the house, cleaning the house before we officially moved in. If you're new to my channel or just haven't been around here lately, welcome or welcome back. I have a whole playlist I just created for our forever house here in Kentucky. It is titled Making a House a Home. If you're curious, there's already an empty house tour, already a library set up, and technically this is like an in-between video. I took multiple different clips, never filmed an intro, never filmed an outro, so I'm doing that now. But this moving vlog was just random clips of us cleaning, of us setting up a few things randomly throughout the house, of us tearing up the yard even. The most random things all put together in a moving vlog, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. Right now, Josh is sweeping what will be my library, I guess. We opened up this living room window and then also this one over here, that one, and the cross breeze is really nice. I started by trying to wipe down some of the wall, and then I just went to baseboards, mainly the outlets. Eventually with the walls, we're gonna repaint them, especially not with a high gloss paint. And then we're also going to redo all the trim work in this house for the most part, and probably all the outlets, things like that. So for the most part, we're just trying to clean it so we can come in here, and then eventually we'll go through and change what we want to change. Honestly, I have not recorded that much since we got here. I think the last time I updated, Josh was moving on to other rooms of the house and deep cleaning them and sweeping, and I was just trying to deep clean a little bit before my Tenneco died. What I'm working on now, because Josh just left with our son to go get another load, and we had a family member come over and she's left. I'm taking my Kirby since she brought my accessory pieces for my Kirby, and I'm sweeping out all the cabinets, any bit of dust. I already did the pantry. I'm more so hitting the corners of the room that my Tenneco could not suck up. Eventually with the step stool, I'll get above. I don't know, there's not too much we're doing because it's almost 6 o'clock right now. Also at the same time, we've just been doing the same type of stuff. Nothing too crazy. The other thing I have going on right now is all of the coals for the stove are completely off. I need to deep clean these. I have the dirt pans in there. I'm gonna try and salvage them because they were just a little bit burnt and crusty, and if we can salvage them, I'll keep them. Otherwise, I'll just go buy new ones. But I really wanted a stove. I didn't care if it was black. I really just didn't care much for stainless steel, and that's why I'm kind of glad all the appliances are at least black. I really wanted a coal stove, not the glass tops. I hated out in Vegas the glass tops, especially because they're just not good. They are good when it comes to the fact that they're completely electric, so technically they heat up much faster and it's more even, but at the same time, a coal is just so much easier, so much more fun to clean in my opinion, and also you can use cast irons and anything else without having to worry. This house though, there are some things about this house that we went into it loving the land. Like I said, it's almost on 5 acres. I think I said that in this video, if not in another video, but it is definitely good bones. It's on a basement that I don't even think it's ever technically had a leak. Amazingly dry. It's on a poured basement too. Good structure. We can fix any of the issues. And the sellers, they were very sweet, nice people, so we're not really gonna harp too much on them. Maybe about the craftsmanship about it, because there are some things that we're kind of questioning why they did it, or you know, if they did it themselves, we could probably tell. But overall, we're very happy with this house, and even getting in here and cleaning it. They went ahead and cleaned it for us. At least we could tell that they swept it. There were some things that they missed, but some people don't necessarily clean as much as I might. So I'm not gonna harp too much on that either, but there's just some things that we've definitely thought about changing and some things we're excited to change about. And we hope that if you guys wanna follow that little journey for the most part here on this house, we're gonna be changing a little bit of things because technically this is a 20-year-old house. People who actually we bought it from, they were the original owners. They actually built the house. So it's going to be exciting. It's nice that we took before photos, but it's nice to also have our home again, and to make it our home and not just a house that we just bought. Definitely follow along if you want to see our little journey. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen within a month. It'll probably take a while, and we're not doing extreme measures. We're not, as far as I know, going to add on. We're not taking down rooms and changing the whole layout. We're very happy with the layout and everything like that. This house is pretty much everything that we asked for. It checked every single one of our boxes. The only difference is the fact that it's almost like a 2-bed, just because there's a bedroom that's out front that is going to be used as my library, and that's only because of the placement of it. It's a little bit weird to have as a kid's bedroom, and it's definitely not a master bedroom. That is the only thing, and pretty much lack of bigger garage. It does have an oversized 2-car, and when I say oversized, I mean both of the trucks, maybe not side by side, but both at least in length can fit. And also we have enough flat area and enough acreage that we can build the dream garage that we really want, like the shop type garage, and this one can just be for the daily drivers. So we're excited about that, and that's pretty much all. I don't know how much more I'm gonna record tonight. We are definitely coming over here tomorrow. Besides cleaning, I might sit here and just kind of start unboxing a little bit in the areas that we've already cleaned. All right, day 2 technically of moving, and I just want to show off what all we've done because last night I feel like we really kicked butt, and today's just like that. We've already started kicking butt, and we already brought the rest of our stuff pretty much over here. So I just want to go through and show y'all, and also the fact that we've had help. For the most part, Josh and I always moved ourselves, so this is really exciting to have more help, and it's just been fun. So let me show you first. We're in my office library. So we have the desk, the chair, a bookcase, because I'm not going to keep these shelves, or at least not up for my books. I probably will keep this for maybe my camera stuff. We have a bunch of items that are just random stuff that I need to go through and figure out where I want them. The only thing in the laundry room is shoes. We haven't really got anywhere in here, and also just a few cleaning supplies, random stuff. In James's room, we have his dresser, a Hot Wheels toy, and a blanket. Our room's a disaster, but we have a very dirty mattress that I have to deep clean again, some lamps and boxes, our old dresser that honestly I was gonna get rid of, but for the time being, we're just gonna keep it, get rid of it later, our nightstands, our bed, pillows. Nothing really else is going on in here. Here's our kitchen. It's a really big mess. We have a dining room, table, chairs, lots of boxes. These were kind of in last night. We haven't really done too much in here, but we just have a few more boxes, some cleaning supplies, some snacks, etc. In our living room, however, we have our couch, entertainment center for the most part. I still need to move this outside. A bunch of random stuff, movies. Honestly, we have this whole pile of just random boxes for movies and things that were in the entertainment center. So we have gotten pretty decently far in here. Right now they're working in the garage. Right now, what I'm getting ready to do is actually to try and clean off the towers and the entertainment center before we fully put it up a little bit. I already put together, with the help of Josh a little bit, the couch. I don't know, we spent all day pretty much from like 10, I'd say about 10:30, 11 to about 1:30 or so, loading up a bunch of stuff. It might have been around 3:30. We have just basically what we've been living out, like how I used to say living out of a suitcase. We basically have that stuff, my books, things like that that we still have left to pack up at his aunt's and uncle's house that we've been living with for a few months. But otherwise, it is 4 p.m. So we have a little bit left of daylight. That is okay. We will eventually be moved in here, spend the night, and it will be our home, which is exciting. All right, I think we're gonna start packing up stuff from the actual house that we've been staying in. Right now, I'm gonna try and tackle up all of my books, which is basically almost 300 books. Pack these really nicely, so there's hopefully only like 3 boxes, maybe 4 boxes, really heavy that we have to drag downstairs and then load up in a vehicle. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be tackling. Let me show you them. We have a few miscellaneous stuff up there, like my little book sleeve, my jar, cross, things like that, extra books that I wanna get rid of. And then we have all of these books that we have. This shelf is double stacked. It's a lot of books. And then we have all of these ones, which doesn't seem like that much, but at the same time, it's a lot of weight, especially for how many hardbacks I have. What's really nice is I left my tripod at the house because I was like, oh, I don't need it. Now you're propped up on my garage from Little People, just because that's the only thing that was up here that you stayed on. You know how I said I was hoping that it would be 3 boxes, maybe 4 max? I've only cleared off 1 shelf. I got all the shelves cleared off, which is very great, but I also have 8 boxes. We have 4 actual boxes and 4 of these Bankers boxes. I had a lot more books than I thought. Hi, it's been a new day. I've been terrible at updating, but I want to show you the progress because last night was the first night we actually spent the night here, and I feel like we made a lot of progress. Let me show you around. Nothing really going on with the bathroom, just brought in all the boxes. I'm not sure if I already updated with that. We don't really care about this. In our bedroom, it's still a disaster. I could actually probably make the bed because I had to deep clean it because it slipped out on our move home from the protective packaging that we put it in. But we ended up getting a new box spring, and also I deep cleaned this. So now since this is all clean, I can put this all together. Also, sorry for any noise. Josh is outside weed whacking. But in the closet, we have a few of our shirts, just a couple. We've been opening up boxes and trying to figure out, I've been doing a lot of laundry, figuring out stuff. We had to actually reuse this. I wanted to get rid of this out in Vegas, and then we never got rid of it. We brought it home, and just because we don't actually have a dresser in this house, we figured might as well just use it until we want to get a new one. So that's staying. I hate how this looks because it also got more damage. So when you're walking in, I don't know if you can tell, but it's more slanted. It goes like this versus like straight up and down. Also hung up some of our coats, put my wedding dress, things that we're not ever gonna hardly use, put in this closet. We still need to remove that. I started putting stuff in the linen closet. James's room is a disaster because he got out all of the toys, so I have to pick these up, and eventually when we get the rest of his actual car bed, we'll move all of this stuff out and rearrange the whole room, and hopefully it all fits. Have a bunch of stuff that we want to take downstairs and put somewhere. It's just like storage items or like extra carpet pieces, random stuff. I'm not positive what I last showed in my little library, but we have all of my books. Everything's pretty much here. I just have not even touched this room because I don't really care to right now. I'm more worried about the livable spaces versus this type of stuff. This will be more fun anyways to do later. With the laundry room, I just went through, this is like trash. I still have a little bit left to go through in this box, but I kind of organized like filters. This is what the owners left. Recessed lighting. We have miscellaneous tub. We have cleaning supplies. I need to get my Tenneco in here and also mount this to the wall when I get other things in here. And then here's my Kirby accessories. This technically will go up there. That's just extra cleaning supplies, like random stuff. Then we have, technically, I don't know what to do with all this bubble wrap. I might just get rid of it, but we have all of the detergent, my actual detergent, and then Josh's mom was gracious enough to give us some pods. So eventually I will tackle this section. I really want to have this mat probably in this corner here, and then maybe the shoes. Some of the shoes will be in the bedroom, like the lesser worn shoes, but I want to put like all tennis shoes and stuff because there's actual cubic holes. I think there's like 4 by 3, so about 12 holes to put shoes in. We've made the most progress on the kitchen and dining room. Josh set up the table, all the chairs. I still have to clean some stuff off, like here's some items for the grill. We have donate, we have stuff that needs to go downstairs in the baby stuff, things that I haven't went through, empty bags, just random stuff. And then over here we've kind of emptied it and cleaned it a lot better. I went through yesterday and cleaned all of the cabinets and then also put in all the dishes. We just have a few things sitting out that either I have to clean off, like those baskets, so that we can put them in the pantry. And also this is my like get rid of, probably to family members, because it's like stainless steel cleaner, glass top cleaner, things that we just don't need. I still need to deep clean the oven. I'm not gonna say a disaster, but it was not very clean. And on the inside, I got to the door and then I pretty much ran out of paper towels. So I decided not to do the actual inside just yet. And in our pantry, since we don't have as much cabinet space, but we don't necessarily not have some, I put the air fryer up here with the tea maker. We need to go through this, but this was some of the medicine and also like stuff for Lily. We have just alcohol, and I put little koozies and stuff in this little basket. Since we don't have an extra drawer, this is pretty much going to be where trash bags go, and then Ziplocs, and then all the full. And then just like in Vegas, I do have all my containers in the same bins that I used, but these were in our islands. They worked really good because they weren't really deep cabinets in here. I'm just going to put them in here because I have nowhere else to put them really. And then extra spice jars that I have not opened yet. And then just besides this little extra random stuff that we had from James's birthday party and Lily's treat, eventually we'll get more treats, and her food bin and stuff. These 2 shelves will be completely for food, and that's one reason I was washing those baskets out, so that I could put them in here and organize stuff just a little bit better. First cabinet, this is right above the microwave next to the fridge, so we have all of my grandmother's plates that I got out right before the fire pretty much. So we have big plates, medium plates, small plates, bowls, Dollar Tree bowls, custard type dishes. I use them for like seasonings and things like that. James's bowls, James's plates. Technically our 4 plates that we used to have when we lived in the apartments, and then some paper plates that we ended up buying because we didn't have any of our dishes out. And that's the only thing in this cabinet. I don't like to keep anything in these cabinets too much. It might end up being a cabinet used for a lunchbox. Otherwise, I'll find a spot for that somewhere, probably in the pantry. In this bottom cabinet, we just have my crock pot. And then this is air fryer pieces that I put in a basket because I wasn't really sure what to do with them since we didn't have extra drawers. And then behind that, I had like manuals and stuff like that, along with eventually when I find them, I will put all my mason jars back there. One of the 2 drawers we have is just filled with silverware. Under the sink is a classic cleaning cabinet. Nothing too crazy here. This corner cabinet, one is a little bit weird because it's not like a half and half type cabinet. It goes all the way back to the wall, so it's a very large cabinet. And we have all of these glasses, pretty much the commonly used type glasses, except for one glass that looks exactly like this but very scratched up in the back. It is the last of my grandmother's glasses. It's the only one that is surviving basically. So my mom found extra ones, I think on like Facebook Marketplace. I have those up there. And then in the back we have a lot of mugs and stuff that either I got or Josh got, and they're very important and we just don't really want to use them that often, and that we don't want them broke, so they're going to be towards the back. And then this shelf is just for the most part going to be for water bottles. We have nothing yet in this cabinet, but I'm thinking about doing my spices or my oils and random things like flour, things like that that I can just shove in here that I don't really care much to have in my pantry unless if it doesn't fit in here, because technically I'd like to put my spices in here. I only have 2 oven mitts for right now. We might get more later, but again, we don't have another drawer that's empty enough for oven mitts, so I might either hang them up somewhere on a door or maybe in the other cabinet, or I might just have a basket and put them in there somehow. But we do have 3 shelves still available in there. Again, I didn't put anything in here because I don't like really reaching above, and also because I'm short and we don't really have that much stuff. In the Lazy Susan, the corner cabinet, I like the shelves more that are just wooden shelves like the cabinets above, but they're just L-shaped instead of the Lazy Susans. I'm not big on Lazy Susans, 1 because of the weight, and then 2 because of just cleaning. So there's a few things that I've kind of done, like mixing bowls, measuring cups, random stuff. Eventually when I find my Ninja, I'll put it here. My slicer. So in this bottom Lazy Susan, I have the pitchers that we have. Mainly this one's for the tea, and then just extra ones I had for James's party. And I ended up having to put my pots here, or my pots and some pans, but I also used the rack from a turkey pan for my lids, all my glass ones that are larger and then my smaller ones. And then the very last thing I have is like a couple strainers and just this bowl that I got for a party as well. Something new that I've never had before is this little baking sheet cabinet. So we just have a muffin pan. My mom's actually picking me up a baking sheet because we threw ours away because they were so rusted. But then I just have 2 cutting boards in here. So it's still a little empty, but that's okay. On the bottom of the stove, I never use this. I cannot stand ever using the warming center, because if you ever have pots and pans in there, or more so like the baking sheets in there, if you ever happen to spill something, it will always drip down in there. And to me, that just grosses me out, and I hate cleaning all that out. So for the most part, I leave this completely empty, and when I clean the oven, I clean this as well. The best thing about finally not moving ever again, or at least us wanting this to be our forever home since we're not active duty anymore, is finally throwing away boxes you've kept for the last 7-8 years or less even. So we have all of those condensed for the most part. We have still items that we haven't necessarily unpacked, but Josh worked really hard on last night just making this more of a living room and less of a storage area. So we do have a bunch of things set out. We have these 2 different mirrors that we need to get rid of or see if somebody wants, that the owners left us. But look at how our living room actually looks like a living room right now. We have pretty much everything set up. We have this coffee table that I've had for many years, and it also sat in our 3rd apartment. We had that at the end of our bed. So you might have seen that before if you've been here. But otherwise, we do have some of these boxes that we still have to go through. Everything's pretty much laid out. Let me kind of run through a little bit of the entertainment center. Right here underneath the TV and the soundbar, I have my Xbox One. Josh has another one that we bought in 2019 so we could play together. And technically, I was going to put the PS4 here because since we had the PS5 too, Josh was going to take that one, or I was going to give him that one. But I'm going to put the VCR here and maybe leave this one open, or I might put the PlayStation here. But for right now, that will probably go with the computer. Josh's Oculus will move eventually. We're just hanging it here for now. But over in this cabinet, I have a bunch of VHS tapes that eventually, when we get the player hooked up to our TV, since no longer do you use the video connectors, you have to use HDMI, I will eventually eventually let James watch a few of these because we have more of the kids ones in the back. All of these drawers and cabinets are pretty much empty. This one just has my Xbox 360 games and a few Xbox One games. That's pretty much all that I have in there. I don't know what else to really put in for right now. And then in the drawer, we just have an extra cable, entertainment pieces right here that we just didn't use because for whatever reason we had extra. And then eventually I'll put the PlayStation stuff with the 5. In this last tower cabinet, we have a bunch of DVDs. This is really exciting because James can come in here and pick a DVD if he really wants to. And eventually I'd like to have a TV unit that looks like bookcases, but it's just filled with DVDs. As for our entertainment center goes, I pretty much did the same thing I always do, except for this cross sadly broke the little hook. It's shattered, so I have to glue that together. But otherwise we just have some wedding stuff, some of my FedEx stuff with Josh's Camaros, a bunch of Josh's coins, and also an airplane. Not necessarily all of this is stained, but this little section is, for the most part, I think it looks okay. It's just like a wedding photo, a sign we got, and also some of our wedding flowers. Technically, I think the car might stay the Chevelle SS, but I don't think the alcohol bottle, that's just something Josh put up there. Over here, we have a normal setup that we had in all the apartments and stuff. We had a doll that somebody gave us, a date night thing with a couple flags, and then an angel that lights up. This shelf is one of my favorites because we have funeral flowers, a photo of Josh and his father, and then Lily's paw print, and then we just have an F-15. It's just simple, but it looks pretty good. And then most things on the shelf are irrelevant, but we do have Josh's award. It's a glass award that says Airman of the Year when we were in Madison, Wisconsin. He got that, and it's just been finally sitting out because in Vegas, I didn't want to put it out just in case we ever had an earthquake. So that's exciting to finally have that. There's what that looks like. He was a senior airman at the time. That's what's been pretty much going on here. I haven't updated that much, and I'm sorry, but at the same time, we've been very busy. We've had family here left and right, which is exciting because everybody wants to see the new house, especially since yesterday or last night we spent the night here. It was fun because we were up till I think 2 a.m. Josh and I, for the most part, doing our own thing. We were together listening to music, but we each were working on different sections of the house. I was, for the most part, I cleaned the cabinets and got the kitchen ready, and Josh was just out and about trying to make the living room nice and clean, and it just worked out really good. And we've been having fun. It is still stressful, but this has been the easiest and least stressful move we've ever had. For us to basically find a dream house that we love and that hopefully we can watch grow over the years is going to be the best. I think that's going to be the only update for today. For right now, I'm still doing laundry. That's all I've been doing all day long. I think I've done about 6 or 7 loads, to be honest, and I have a few more I need to do, and then I want to just start working probably on the bathroom stuff, opening that, and then definitely James's room soon because eventually we'll go back and get his bed. So, and then we can bring out Boogie, and when Lily's here, then she can map out the house since she's blind. That will be a whole new experience. So. want to update y'all on the library because for once we just started actually working on it. I filmed one clip because my husband set up one of the bookcases actually on this wall, which I'll show you in a moment. We decided to move it and he was trying to repurpose this shelf. Owners of the house made this. It wasn't necessarily the sturdiest, and originally I did think that maybe I could use it for my camera stuff, have like a little photography shelf. We moved my bookcase from this wall to the back wall, and that is actually because we got the second one. Technically his mom gave me the first one and his aunt gave me the second one because his uncle built both of them. So we moved it from this wall and we added them to this wall, which is pretty much a halfway point, put them in the studs. He's going to get a wall anchor for the other one. Normally I don't care about anchoring them, but because we're on carpet and I know there's just so many books that I have, I'd rather be anchored this one time. So we also have a little desk setup that I want to show y'all, and then my job right now is to kind of go through my books and just set them on my shelves. Not necessarily organized because that will be for a video that will be more exciting, more fun to do. So I just want to set some stuff out, get rid of some boxes, clean up the floor. So we have on this wall where the bookcase used to be Josh's desk. This will be his desk since we're making this more of like the library game room. This is what we had from the apartment and also our house. And then like I said, our bookcases, my bookcases. And then Josh, he built me this, and I'm just gonna steal a kitchen chair for now. Eventually we'll get another one, but it's not that big of a deal. This is the stand-up desk. Eventually I'll also get a walking pad so I can do more walking while I play games or edit videos or do something. And then we're keeping this whiteboard. This might be our little spot to plan out videos or do something together. And then this is the mess that we still have to go through. So a lot of this is books. Like this is all definitely books. We have some random camera, scrapbook, just random stuff. And we also have some decor items, our printer, which I don't know if the printer might just sit on the side here or if the tower will sit there and then the actual printer maybe over here. But yeah, we just have a few items. We also have some pictures that we might hang up in here. I got this one from Abby and then I found this one at a Goodwill. So we might hang up some of this. It would be so cool if we could paint this room green because we have to fix, like the trimming's really bad. The craftsmanship of this house is not necessarily the best. The wall color behind this high gloss gray, purple gray type tone is actually a purple. And the only reason that we know that is because they didn't take anything, and when I mean anything, they pretty much did not take anything off the wall when they repainted this. And I'm sure they did it just to sell it. That's the color. Up there, I forgot about that spot too. That's the color. It's this purple. That was a command strip. There's also a command strip up there that I'm sure they did the same thing because on this vent, they didn't take it down. They painted up on the lip of it and they also have purple up there. And also then you can see like more of the situation that we're working with. There's not really much going on. Again, we're just trying to empty boxes. All right, I got all my books just randomly on the bookcase. That's exactly what I was meaning because not even all my Nancy Drews are together. And look at all the space. So when we actually go through and do this video where we're completely reorganizing, I can't wait to see because I do have a few things I might want to put up. A potential is this mailbox that my dad put together when I was getting married. This was for cards and stuff to go into, and now I just have a bunch of random stuff in there. Of course, if I'm not using it, my book sleeve, but my TBR jar. Also this cross, this is my grandpa's blessed cross that when my grandma's house burnt down, when my sister was living in there in 2020, it somehow survived. It was like cherry wood, I do believe, and this is all that's left, but everything else wood-wise disintegrated in the kitchen, and this was the only thing that survived pretty much. I was thinking with the Goodwill photos, because I have two about the same size, when we take down this, it's going to be purple walls behind there, so I'm thinking about putting a picture there and then maybe the second one right here. And then of course on each shelf I want to decorate it, put together like my series, things like that, like Harry Potter, put them all together because I have like the whole series minus a couple that I still need to get in hardback. And then we also have like this book. There's another book I have that's actually a coffee table book I need to bring in. I have all the Twilight and Marissa Meyer books together. Any of my favorite authors or even favorite series, put them all together and organize the shelves. But as of right now, this is what we're working with. It definitely not going to stay like this because I hate the size difference. It also not being organized by color and size, and also authors being separated, especially series. Hello everybody, sorry about the noise. My husband's actually on the Massey, but I totally forgot that we have been trying to just a little bit document, more so after we moved into the house, not necessarily like a full house tour, but more of a what we do to improve our house or what we've been doing. So one of the things that we've majorly done is outside. We are still currently working on this, but the first couple things that we did was we actually had this paver road basically. When we first moved in, the last owners or the sellers, they had about 100 142, I think, before. Maybe we stole some. I think we stole like 16 for the fire pit. They had 142 plus pavers, like 1x1 square pavers, sitting down from the back porch, which I'm on right now, going out about, I don't know, I'd say more probably than 100 feet for sure. And it was to a circular fire pit. And for whatever reason, that's how they did it. It was a little bit of an eyesore, and it was just kind of awkward and annoying. For when we unloaded, we had to drive over top. We were worried about them breaking, things like that. Only one broke actually, which was really good out of how many times we drove over them. However, my husband and I ended up taking all of that up, and then we stacked it by like the little gazebo thing that we have in the backyard. Stacked those up. We used a few of them, like I said, I think about 16 or so for our own custom fire pit that we wanted, because eventually we're gonna have a massive bonfire with all the empty boxes we have. And then my husband went and got some straw and some seed. For the most part, that's what we tackled, which I'll show you here in a bit. As of right now, he is trying to level some of the ground underneath our living room window by the driveway, which I will show you. And I was working a little bit last night, and now I'm working a little bit today, just cleaning the garden just a little bit. It's still messed up. Not garden, flower bed, front flower bed. And we are taking and getting rid of a lot of the stuff that they had, because to me they just kind of look like a little bit of junk. And I get it, people's opinions change. Eventually I want to tackle all these Rosa Sharons that I'm looking at because they are dead, so I will show you that as well. So let me go ahead and turn around the camera and show you what we're working with. All right, right here you can see the start of the big paver road. Don't mind all the dirt, but it went all the way to right out there. Like I said, it was a circular pit, and now we have all this dirt that actually my husband is currently trying to fix some stuff, and like I said, grade. So that's the project that we're tackling right now. And here's what we did with some of the pavers. This is how big they were. Like I said, about a 1x1 or so. We just made this little fire pit. We had to go by 4 because we were 4 shy, but my husband actually found all of these at the side of the driveway. He had to dig them all up. They were just buried underneath the ground, and so we relocated for our little fire pit. So now here's that gazebo thing that I was talking about. Here's the rest of the pavers. As you can see, that is so much. It was so many trips back and forth with the wagon and the mower. This whole area looks so junked up because we found more rocks and a brick, and then these cabinets, and also there's some cabinets behind here that were in the garage that were just basically not in the best of condition to even repurpose. Once was trailer tire that blew off its tread. Eventually we'll fix that. And here's some of the Rosa Sharons. There's 3 on this side and also 3 on this side, but that's not the big problem. My issue is all the Rosa Sharons lining the whole basement steps and all the way back there. They are dead now, so when we first moved in they were blooming because it was warmer and we were just starting into fall, but now that it's more on the later side of November going into winter, they are starting to finally die a little bit, which I want to cut them back, but I have to save a couple, or I want to save a couple for the original sellers, because these were in his family for about 6 or 7 generations, so I feel kind of obligated to not just yank them up right now, even though it's cold and now would be the time to do it. So we have to fix this. I want to trim it down because this just looks trashy and overgrown in my opinion. So all of this dirt just came from all the way over here. This is what Josh has been tackling. This more of a gradual slope instead of how bad it was. It was honestly so terrible. So right now he's working on this, still trying to level it and more so smooth it later. Here's a little bit of a better angle for you guys to see. Now what I've been working on is I've been pulling all of this stuff out of the front flower bed. This is how it looks. I'm not going to say it looks so much better because this is the old section, so you can see how much dead is all over the place. Leaves, we have random bushes and trees trying to grow in, but this is pretty much what I've been working on. So I've already done all of this to here. Like I said, it's not necessarily the best. You can see the difference where there's not so much dead in here in between the two, but there's still, especially down over here where there's a lot of clover. I missed some last night because it was dark, and it just progressively gets worse, where I've just missed a lot because it was so dark last night trying to do this, and I couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't supposed to be in here. And then around the house we just kind of took a rake and tried to brush some stuff away. Not so much the front because this side wasn't that bad, but back here I worked on this. Eventually we want to connect these 2 gutters into a Y and then dig up a hole and probably shoot it out towards the woods over here. But for right now they have it to where it's broken here anyway. Sorry, my shadow's in the way, but it's broken here, so it comes down, and for whatever reason it dips down. We want to fill that in probably today with some of that dirt, but I took the liberty of trying to clean up a little bit of this area as best as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've been working on for the past couple days, more so outside. Inside, we've taken down a few objects like the TV in James's room because he doesn't need that, the wall mount in the living room, and some random things around the place where we've discovered since they painted the walls right before they listed it, or at least when they took the photos, they removed nothing from the walls. And they also use very high gloss paint, so everything's like rubbery, and when you take off stuff that was painted on, it pulls it off, peels it back some, and it's just a mess. And then I don't know what else we've really fixed on the inside too much because we were more tackling the things that were needed. I know we've done weather stripping on a couple of the doors because it's getting ready for winter time. All right, I finished the front flower bed and there's a few things that I still need to do. And then there's this. I tried pulling this out as much as possible. I need Josh to help me because it's like a strip of plastic. The sellers were very big on burying a lot of stuff. Actually, I don't remember where it started, but somewhere along our driveway, we had a hose and it was about 200 feet of hose and it went all the way down, and we have a video of my son actually pulling it out with his Power Wheels that he has, his Jeep. It was just buried, and the reason we found it was because Josh was mowing along there, and then all of a sudden with our new mower hit it. And it sounded terrible. So they buried a bunch of stuff there. Like I said, with those pavers, they were actually over here with the driveway. They were down there, and Josh just fixed all that. And then they also have stuff at the end of our drive that's buried on the side. I don't know if they were trying to make a flower bed or something, but we also noticed that over on the opposite side, all the way up, I think starting right here on this turn and then coming all the way past our drive, we actually have more stuff buried. It's like a big thick rope, or like a big thick, almost like a black netting for flower beds in general, but it's a strip, and then there's the actual netting behind it, and some of it was tarps and other things. So we have to dig all that up if we want to try and mow and keep all this clean, since we do own that as well, a little bit of that. So yeah, we have a lot of work of just maintaining, fixing, and trying to find what they necessarily buried. It's like over here, this is just a random, it looks like a weather strip almost. Josh has found so much stuff that was buried in here for some reason. I don't know why they were constantly burying stuff, but it was like random trash and objects. Poor Josh is having the time of his life with this yard because right about, I think about here, definitely all of this up here, it's all straight sand underneath, and I wonder if I can get a better view. A better view zoomed in because I don't want to go actually up there. That is all sand. There's sand all over the place over there. There's also bricks hidden underneath here that we didn't know about. A bunch of sand here, and here, so we don't know how far out it goes that way. There is actual dirt here, but a lot of it is sand, and it's quite annoying because the bucket will just dig straight down into it, so it's hard to keep it level. Hello everybody, it's been a few weeks, but I kind of want to update a few things around the house and also outside so I can just close out this vlog, edit it, and hopefully post it before either Christmas or right around Christmas time. So let me show you guys the backyard. It is currently snowing, but the ground is not cold enough because we had like 2 days of 50 degrees, 60 degree weather-ish, so it's instantly melting, but it is actively flurrying. So let me turn you around and show you the big backyard and how we started to have a little bit of grass poke up, but then we had 2 snowfalls that actually stuck on the ground for about a day, maybe a couple hours, and I'm pretty sure it killed everything that we were trying to grow. We didn't get to everything fast enough, but that's okay. Also, real quick side note, very side note, because I know you guys don't really care, but all of this that you see on my face, especially since I'm outside right now, it's actually an allergic reaction. I put a lotion on my face and my face reacted very badly to it. I'm so sorry. It probably kind of looks like acne on camera. It's an allergic reaction. I'm so sorry. All right, so like I said, it's actively snowing, but we went ahead and put down more straw. I guess mainly Josh did, but there is a few areas where we ran out and we couldn't find enough straw, and we wanted to leave it more so for people, since it was actively snowing, who had animals. So we grabbed a couple hay bales from his mom's place where she delivered a couple. So this is what the backyard is currently looking like. I might be able to zoom in and show you some grass that has been growing. Like right there, there's a little bit of grass. Right there, just a little bit of poking through for the most part. But yeah, it's too cold to actually grow. So this will be more summertime. Sorry about the AC unit, or actually the heat going on right now. But yeah, it's the same thing we're working with. Very soupy, very marshy, but at the same time, we will eventually get grass back. That's all I have to update out here. All right, and now I want to update you guys on our living room, kitchen, maybe our bedroom, and maybe the library. Otherwise, I'm not going to update the rest of the rooms. But keep in mind, we are a few days out, I think 4 days out or 5 days out from Christmas. So we have our Christmas stuff up. Here's our Christmas tree. We just put it in between love seat and then also the little double doors. We have the French doors. And then ignore everything up on the walls. We just kind of stuck it up, or Josh stuck it up randomly. So we will eventually make a gallery wall and maybe an Air Force type wall from memorabilia and other achievements and stuff like that over there on that wall. Here's our living room. This is pretty much what it looks like. It's very cozy in my opinion. I'd love to paint the wall eventually, but for right now we just got our couch set up and with our tables, our big coffee table, or my big coffee table that we had in the apartments, and then our entertainment center, minus this shouldn't be up here and I can't show the other side. But yeah, I just love how this feels when I'm in here reading, especially with the Christmas tree, or when we're just in here watching TV. It's so cozy, and I just love our couch setup.
And sorry about the dishwasher, but in our kitchen we have just a table set up. This is actually kind of our catch-all spot, especially with coats and then work stuff. We have that going on, and then we just have this. It's pretty much empty for the most part. Don't like a lot of stuff on the countertop, but we have to do a few things. Over here we have utensils, some raw honey, some real raw honey, paper towels, veggies, napkins, and then extra cups we got, and of course our microwave. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Like it so much better with the table a little bit closer to that wall, and then also underneath the chandelier. Josh had to move it. It was a little bit more over here, but he moved it because he kept almost hitting his head on there. Also, I stole that one dining room chair that's in the library, and I also really love how we have the leaf out, so it's a longer table. In the laundry room, not much has changed up here. Potentially up here we still have cleaning supplies, extra stuff. It's a little kind of messed up because I have gloves and stuff sitting up there, but then we have Kirby and laundry detergent, more Kirby, the actual Kirby, and then the spot cleaner, a trash can. These shelves were from the library. We'll eventually get rid of them, take them out to the garage maybe, and use them out there. And then I just have my Tennecoat plugged in over here. Here in the library, I'm not going to talk too incredibly much or show too much, but here's my desk and the bookshelves. If you're more curious, you can go check out my library video. And then Josh's desk, it's still a work in progress for the most part, but this is what we're looking like in here. And finally, we just have our room. So like I said earlier in this vlog, we're keeping the dresser, but it is slanted a very weird way. I'm not really fond of it, but we might change up this room a lot. Nothing too crazy in here, very simple. Same stuff we had out in Vegas, but it's all just open for the most part. I love having all the space. One of the ideas that we kind of talked about was with this closet, it goes probably till here and then right around here-ish. If we knocked down this entire section of the closet and just had it like a big opening flush and move this outlet maybe on the inside, we could, instead of buying a new dresser, just make built-ins, like basically 3 cabinets with, and just have drawers along the whole bottom, and then we could put our TV up in there, maybe have some shelves or cabinets above, kind of like an entertainment center, but also for storage for clothes. And then we could do away completely with this little setup, especially since you kind of run into it just a little bit, and more so because it's crooked and I just want to get rid of this anyways. And then in here, since we do have this closet as well, just make this the hanging closet along with like cubicles down at the bottom for shoes. That's a good option or idea, but we haven't really thought too much about it. But definitely I'd like to get rid of this and move it potentially over here to make more room in our room, even though our room is massive and already we have a lot of room. We have a lot of room on each side of the bed. I just wanted to do a couple final updates with this house. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Be sure, if you're curious at all, to go check out that playlist. Also subscribe, follow along for our journey of eventually making this house our home, and of course, future renovations, future projects that we have, because we are just getting started. As always though, thank you so much. I hope to see you in another video here on my channel, and God bless.